think about improvement and modification about the products. Now came to the third stage, that was called maturity stage. This is the stage where the market saturated and sales growth of the firm slow down and finally stabilize at a certain point. Competitors or competition in the market will intensify in this stage, and all competitors will want to maintain a production level to enjoy the economy of scale. This stage may also see a price war in order to keep their market share. Reducing prices may be affect the product and margin of the company. So, I'm a simple word. What is maturity stage? Maturity stage means you are being matured. What do you understand by mature? Mature means sometimes this stage resemblance with a static sales and a static profit for a longer time period. That means it was not having any growth. Static ହେଇଯାଉଛି ଗୋଟେ particular point ରେ ଆସିକିନା static ହେଇକି ରହିଯାଉଛି, and apart from that sometimes it was slow down. କିଛି time ରେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର sales ଟା କମି ଯାଉଛି. Now why all these things happen? Because when the product is mature, maybe it was because of high competition. That means competition was intensified. बहुत high competition ଆସିଗଲାଣି, ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଲୋକ ଅଲଗା ଜିନିଷ କିଣୁଛନ୍ତି. Or else there is a huge, because of this competition, there is a huge price war. Price war means the competitors are offering allowances, they are offering discounts, they are offering added attractions. And for that also you have to, because you are in that war, because you are in that competition, you have to accept that price war. And you also have to give some kind of allowances, discounts, adding added attractions and etc. And so that the profit was slowed down. And here what you have to do, you have to slow down your production. Seeing to this particular situation, ଆପଣ ଯେମିତି first stage ରେ ଆପଣଙ୍କ manufacturing କୁ slow କରୁଥିଲେ, now maturity stage it also says if these are the terms and condition, if that these are the situation of the market, that means very intensify competition, you saw the price war, your sales one very slowly falling down, or maybe it was stabilized at a certain point, then what you have to do, you have to reduce your manufacturing to take a challenge of not making loss. That means if you still producing product with a very high manner, manufacturing the product, then maybe you saw the loss. So to avoid that loss, you have to certainly somehow restricted on your production. Then came to the last stage. Stage 4 is a very easy stage. That means what? It is called decline stage. Maturity day, when the sales was fall down very slowly, decline day, that sales fall down was very rapid. ବୁଝିପାରୁଛନ୍ତି, ସେଠି ଯୋଉ fall down ଟା slow ରେ ହଉଥିଲା, ଏଠି ଟିକେ ଆହୁରି ଜୋରରେ ହବ. This is a terminal stage of the product. They are no longer relevant in the market. So end of this stage, the eventual dismiss or demise of the product in the market. That means what? Now the marketer or the people or the customers are denied to buy the product. Very simple. And your sales was fall down very rapidly. When the sales was fall down very rapidly, what you have to do, you have to stop manufacturing completely. Whatever product available in the market, you just have to sell that product with a minimum cost, with some added 1+1 offer and something like that, and try to clean out the whole inventory what is being left in the market. Now this stage also motivate the people to make the new product. Fine. This stage motivate the people to make the new product. Why? Because now you do have a raw material of the products, a huge amount of raw material, but you at least give the instruction for the stop to the manufacturing. But raw materials with you, now you have to think about innovations and new product development. Fine. Now came to the next concept. एपन बुझी पारले PLC सरला, PLC बुझी पारले.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So from PLC, we will move to the next concept of the product that was called new product development. Now, new product development process is implemented to two different type of goods. So in the world, we could able to see that there are two different type of goods in terms of this new product development. ଆମେ ଦି ପ୍ରକାର product ଦେଖୁଛୁ, that is called proactive product and reactive product. Proactive product means the product which is completely new to the market, first time theory hochi. Just for an example, like when the COVID was there, COVID vaccines are being created to certainly fight with against the COVID. ଯଦି କୋଭିଡ ନଥିଲା ତାହେଲେ କୋଭିଡ ଭ୍ୟାକ୍ସିନେସନ ବି ଆଗରୁ ନଥିଲା. It is a completely proactive product. Reactive product means you have paracetamol 500. Initially people are having paracetamol 500. When it was saw that paracetamol 500 is now existed, now then came 650. Then one modification was there, that is paracetamol 1000. एमती करके प्रोडक्ट रो मॉडिफिकेशन होची. So that was called reactive product. Reactive product means गोटे प्रोडक्ट कोनोसी भी कारण रो फेल हो जदी, then second product came. So that was called reaction of one product and new product being created. So new product development, जेतले हमें पढुचु, it was completely reflected to both of the product, proactive product and reactive product. Chalo. So first of all, we try to understand what the concept is. Introducing a new product is a difficult task. There is no guarantee that the new product developed is accepted in the market. Hence, the market risk is very high. It is better to adopt a scientific approach for the development of new product. So it is a challenging situation when you enter with creating a new product and people will accept it. Fine. So what basically, if go back to the consumer behavior, what is the behavior of the consumer? Behavior of the consumer is always changeable according to the situation change. If a consumer is having a very less amount of money to make expenditure, then he was very selective with the minimum cost products. He was not very concerned about the brand and quality. If the person have enough amount of money, now he has to, or the customer has to, seeing the varieties, brand, etc., because he have enough number of n number of product type available in the market. So is sabbu ko dekhi now when someone has to create a product, he has to look to the every aspect of the market, every aspect of the consumer, every aspect of the consumer behavior. Fine. So it is a challenge or a very complicated challenge to create a new product. Then it has to be accepted in order to adapt in such a way so that people will accept it and satisfied from the product. It was very difficult task. So for that, a scientific process has to be adopted. The scientific process is called steps of NPD process. The steps are being confined with the following parts. That was called step 1, generation of ideas. Step 2, screening and analysis. Step 3, concept testing. Step 4, business analysis. Step 5, product development. Step 6, test marketing. And step 5 is called commercialization. So, this is gote step. What a manufacturer has to taken care of while he was thinking about or producing about a product. Chalo, one by one, try to understood all these steps. First one called generation of ideas or idea generation. New product development start with generating of ideas. Now, what do you understood by generation of idea? Generation of ideas kemti hue? You have to tell me how generation of ideas
Yeah, generation of idea is likely. Hello, excuse me, good morning. Generation of idea is likely. It's a new product means new innovation, new segments on the as per the market's requirement. Hello. Yeah, as per the market requirement. If as per the market requirement, as per the consumer behavior, you can say also. If suppose I have a product like Life by Sabun. Life by Sabun, I have a
No.
product, but
Please, Lelin Poridabu, you don't understood. I am talking about where the idea is being generated. So you
the
are not
idea
where the idea is
for launching
generated
the MPD.
before. Let me complete. Before you preparing a product, where you are getting the ideas? That is my question.
Yes.
By market
So
research.
before launching the
Yes,
NPD,
yes, through
before preparing the NPD.
no, not before launching of the product, before manufacturation of the product. Whatever one person is answering, I don't know the name because it was not
Devasispati.
reflected. The Basispati is saying absolutely correct. That was through the marketing research. Fine, where you get the ideas. So marketing research, the Basis Babu, if you can elaborate where, how through the marketing research.
By doing different segments and collecting data, what are the problems and what are the requirements, what are the needs.
Very good.
Okay.
So actually, when we're talking about the what exactly the generation of idea before manufacturing the product, not commercialization. Commercialization is the last step. Manufacturation purpuru, so many things that the manufacturer has to taken care of. Jemti ki, what exactly the customer is looking for? What is exactly the requirement of a marketer, customer? Secondly, where we get the data? First of all, either you go and ask to the consumer what is your preferences, what you really looking forward about the product and all. But that is very expensive. Am I right or wrong? If you go and visit to, like we have more than 100 crore population, if you visited everyone and asking these questions that what is your requirement, sir? What is your requirement, madam? Do you satisfied with this or do you satisfied with that? It is very difficult and it is very costly affair. What else was there? You could able to generate the ideas or collect the data through the various sources. Sources koile from the government sources, from the research and development, from the competitors or competition, or through the some online feedback system, through some newspaper, journal, magazine. So these are the format through which you could able to collect the data. That is what my question. Where you have collect the data to generate the ideas. So that collection of the data may be through the direct way or through the indirect way. Direct way रे आपनकर कौन आसुची? Direct way रे आसुची direct questionnaire, where you ask the question to the customers that what they are really looking for, what is the need, want, demand concept of the customers, how they could able to satisfy it from the what the expectation of satisfaction from a product. So it apna directly pacheri kemti.
My voice is cracking.
My voice is cracking.
No, ma'am. No,
No,
ma'am.
no.
Okay. So directly kemti pacheri, directly pacheri penki you have to go for interview, observation. Interview means you will give some question to the people and take an interview so that you could able to understand. Or observation, you observing the customers how they will being satisfied. Or maybe you go for the direct questionnaire, you'll direct ask the question to the people, or circulate some questionnaire through the email and all, then they could able to answer it. So these are called direct methods through which you could able to collect the data or generate the ideas. One more method is called secondary method. Secondary method, that means what? From the various secondary sources you could able to collect the data, something like from the government sources, from the newspaper, magazine, some current affairs. Then if someone is make a research and development, you ask to that fellow person to give that research and development or research format for you, and you will certainly came along with that particular research, and you could implement that. or from the various departments, you could able to, find certain kind of, ideas and try to implement that idea into action. Now, when you got the ideas, I always says that ideas or data is always came along in a scattered way, raw way. Raw means some data is useful, some are not. It was in a raw way. Just a minute, Pilamani. So that was in a raw way. So ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆପଣ raw way ର data ଟା ପାଉଛନ୍ତି, it is very essential that that raw data has to be, screened in a proper way. So screening and analysis means what? Here the company evaluate all ideas. The intention here is to avoid unnecessary expenses by stopping the further processing of unwanted ideas which do not suit the company's requirement. An idea is evaluated with reference to various factors such as customer need, investment, productivity, technology, etc. So screening of or analysis, which is the second stage, it is one of the essential part. Why? Because it will, it will certainly restricted the unnecessary expenses. Unnecessary expenses means what? If you gather something like 10,000, data, and all are being analyzed, all are being tested, then it carry a huge amount. So what exactly you have to test it? You have to, test it those ideas who are required for your analysis. Whatever the unwanted ideas, whatever the unwanted data that you have to part away, you have to give them a different arena and taku apana analysis karibeni. Got it? Now, setiki analysis karibe jetiki apanka requirement. So it will certainly evaluated the factors like what is the consumer actually expected from your with your product, and what should be the investment so that you could able to produce the product, what should be the investment so that it is going to be productivity and profitability, what technology that has to be implemented is sabu apana screening and analysis re decide karibe. Then the next portion came, that was called concept testing. Concept testing is actually, please.
मैम स्क्रीनिंग एनालिसिस क्या अर्थ रे कहि देबे?
In a very simple word, screening analysis माने भाबी नियंतु आपण गोटे मार्केटिंग एजेंसी रे अछंती जोथरे आपण का मैन्युफैक्चरेशन पई की आपण अराउंड 1 लाख आइडियाज बाहर कले. Now 1 lakh ideas को जदि आपण concept testing रे पकाउचंती, एना बहुत कॉस्ट if बहुत कॉस्टली अफेयर हि जबो. कोन पई ना concept testing माने हला आपनकर गोटे tools or
Filter out.
technology, through the tools or through a technology you have to test the concept, and sometimes concept testing are made through the lab, fine, testing labs. Now testing labs joti apano some technology or some outsourcing labs re hochi, that is very costly affair. If you put all your data into testing lab, it was cost very high. So what you have to do, screening and analysis, you have to categorize your data, that these data out of 1 lakh data, this 20,000 data is not very necessary for your organizational requirement. So whenever it was not find out necessary, then why should we go for concept testing? So in that particular way, only the data which are required, which are necessary as per your analysis, as per your collection, necessary data, that should be goes to concept testing. So ajika date re jo analysis pai ki different labs, different people are there, different labs are there jo mane ki analysis karanti, and those who are making this analysis, that is also very costly affair, fine. So next one is called concept testing. The stage, in the concept testing stage, the concept is tested, and evaluated whether the concept suited to the requirement of the whatever requirement you have cited ତାକୁ suit କରୁଛି କି ନାହିଁ। ଯେମିତି କି ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଗୋଟେ ଛୋଟ example କହୁଛି when the ICICI Bank started its CBS system, core banking solution system, ଯେତେବେଳେ start କଲା ତା ପୂର୍ବରୁ ଯୋଉ concept testing ହେଲା, it was being done through the oxygen company. Fine. Seemti SBI, when it was started its core banking solution system, it was tested by oxygen company. So that means what? That is a third party. जो माने concept testing करंती, these are the third party who take a large amount of money to make this concept testing and all, because it was tested in a lab. Sorry. The next point was there, that was called after concept was being verified and tested, then came to business analysis. Business analysis is done by the organization himself. Here, a detailed financial analysis has to be made. It is carried out with find out financial marketing competitions or competitiveness and manufacturing viabilities. The analysis is done by the experts, and the task of the management is to identify the market features, estimate the market demand, predict profitability, and those ideas which promises more profit with minimum payback are being selected. So when cost and concept testing are there, remember that you could able to find out n number of results. But ଆପଣ ସବୁ result ଟାକୁ ତ use କରିପାରିବେନି ନା। ମୁଁ ସବୁବେଳେ କହିଛି analysis is a quantitative one. Quantitative ଟାକୁ ଆପଣ qualitative ରେ change କରିବେ. And when concept testing gives you some kind of quantitative analysis, research output, ଆପଣ ସେତେବେଳେ କ'ଣ କରିବେ ନା, here you have to think about which tested concepts you have to use, which are give you maximum profit with a minimum investment. So productivity kemti high hobo, and how you could able to, or with which concept you could able to face the high range of demand, face the high range of competition, but still your productivity is high, profit is high with a selected investment or minimum investment. That is called business analysis. tamane apana kon dekhuchanti na input and output, जोठी इनपुट कम और आउटपुट बहुत अधिक थिबो, आपण सेई कांसेप्ट टाको चूज करूचंती, and when you implement that concept into the market, you gain a high amount of profit. That is what your requirement in business analysis. When you know that if I implement all these things, I got immense number of profit, my sales increases and all, then you think about product development. Now product development रे जोटा लेलिन बाबू कहउथिले एठी सेटा फिक्स हबो. Product development while you are taking all these aspects, then you are manufacturing the product. Fine. So here your engineering department, your manufacturing department will try to manufacture the product, and then you think about test, marketing and commercialization. When you will produce the product, remember it has to be very minimum product you are producing, and then you'll go for the test marketing, means testing of the product in the market. Testing of the product kemti hue, jemti ki for an example, you produces a new stylish bike, and the manufacturer will send a number of people, or send a number of boys who are publicize the bike in the road. So there is some road shows, there are some road campaigns apan mane sunithibe, bikers mane karanti. Now why the bikers are doing this? Because they are taking money to commercialize, to taste the product in front of the people, and it is also part of the advertisement. Taste marketing de kon hui na first time it was being used by a minimum population, and this population gives you a clear feedback whether the product is good, product is bad, product needs some minor modification, product is highly satisfactory. ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଛୋଟ group କୁ ସେମାନେ product supply କରନ୍ତି and they try to use it. They try to find out what are the lacuna is there. If there is no lacuna, nothing, product is absolutely good, then it has to go to the commercial market. That was called commercialization. When once is in successful test marketing, when the market accept the new product, it was launched in the market on a large scale, and then the commercialization was done. ବୁଝିହେଲା? This is what called the new product development process. କାହାର ଆଦେହରେ କିଛି ଯଦି doubt ରହିଲା, you please ask. Then we will move to the next concept, that is called branding.
मैम कमर्शियलाइजेशन ଟା ଟିକେ ଆଉଥରେ
ମା commercialization ଯେମିତି ତା ନାଁ କହୁଛି, commercial market ରେ product ଟାକୁ launch କରିବା ମାନେ ହେଲା commercialization.
यस
Now commercial market କଣ? Consumer market, ଯୋଉଠି directly consumer ଯାଇକି କିଣିବ. That was called commercial market. ବୁଝିହେଲା?
यस मैम
Anyone else? Or else we will move to the branding. Okay, ଆମେ branding ପଢିବା. According to the Marketing Association of America, brand is a name, term, design, symbol, or any other feature that identifies one seller's good or service as distinct from those of the sellers, or the legal terms of brand is trademark. A brand may identify one item or a family of items or all items that seller used to sell. If used for the firm as a whole, the preferred term is a trade name. So, one more definition according to Philip Kotler. Brand is a name, term, sign, symbol, design, or a combination of them intended to identify the goods or services of one seller or group of sellers, and to differentiate them from those of the competitors. So what do you understood by brand? We are very, brand is a very common name for all of us. I mean, prior time we will talk about the brand and all. And brand, when we're talking about brand is actually came along with certain kind of a, logo, slogan, identification marks. So while we sing this particular thing, we'll find out that is what a brand. Now, sometimes it is a name. It is sometimes it is only a term. Sometimes it is a design. Sometimes it is a symbol, or any other feature which is identifies about a company, about its values. That is called a brand. Now, how the brand was being made? Brand was made through the registration of trademarks or registration of copyrights. Koti registration हुए trademark and copyrights रो in the where पिलामाने trademark का copyright कोटी registration हुए
कोर्ट
कोर्ट रे हुए no
FSSAI ma'am.
sorry where
FSSAI. Yeah,
FSSAI. Okay, these all trademarks and patents, whatever you want to take, or copyrights, these are all registered in the government portal. The government portal was there where a company has to register. After registration of the company, without registration of the company in the government, he could not able to register all these things. After that, one more, yes.
यस मैम ये म्युनिसिपैलिटी ऑफिस में रजिस्ट्रेशन होता है कभी-कभी
It was registered in government offices. One more thing is it is only being registered when you have a profitable company. Fine. If it is a loss making organization, then you could not able to register it. It has to be a profitable company. Apart from that, you should have to be a public limited company. Now, what is the difference between public limited company and private limited company?
Ma'am, is it necessary to be a public limited company to register a brand?
Might be. I think because
And some
brand
large companies are there which aren't publicly listed
private
yet,
limited
but
company,
they have
Public
brands.
Yes, ma'am, we have to register for that.
private
stock
limited company.
exchange.
Okay. Then might be my
If we
information
if,
was
if
wrong.
we if we don't do that, then the in the final audit or in the final
Huh.
check done, they mention that why is this not because a company consists of shares and also other benefits also.
Huh.
So they
Okay.
put it a private
Now,
limited or
okay, fine. Maybe my information was wrong. So, why this or when this concept was coming? This concept of trademark, copyright, patent is come. It being initiated by WTO, World Trade Organization, and it was because of to save the copy and pasting of the from the concept. This WTO way back in 1948, when the GATT was there, in the last round of the GATT, it was finalized that some intellectual property right has to be developed. In the 7th round of the GATT, it was finalized that intellectual property rights has to be involved. In intellectual property rights, these patents, trademarks, copyright system are being introduced by the GATT. Later on, it was formulated by WTO, and WTO strictly see this particular format. If any company was being internationally acclaimed himself, he has to develop his own copyrights, he has to develop his own trademarks, he has to develop his own these patents. And it was developed from a particular from a particular company, which is the host companies or host country, जोटी company ର major main manufacturation थिबो सेही country रे आपण registration करिबा निहाती दरकार of your particular company registration is something else, but ସବୁ company जो माने registration करନ୍ତି से माने patents या copyrights नियंतिनी, जो मानकर दरकार अछि they was try to take the patent, copyrights or trademarks. Now, why I'm saying this? Because brand re hame either we will try to use a particular logo, gote design, ki gote symbol ame use karuchu, jota ki uniqueness of our company. So this particular symbol, that particular logo, that particular slogan or a tagline, which symbolize the company's, they symbolize the company, it should not be copied by someone else. It should not be copied by someone else. That's why it has to be patentized. Once it is being patentized means ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଏଇଟା କ'ଣ ହେଲା ନା registered ହେଇଗଲା, so that if someone else is using the name of the company or the design of the logo or the symbol of the logo which is belongs to the company, or any slogan what you created for the company and you have patentized that, if someone else is being using, it is an offense. It is an offense. So निज प्रोडक्ट को, निज कंपनी ना को, टर्म को, डिजाइन को, सिंबल को एक्सटर्नल वर्ल्ड रो प्रोटेक्ट करिया पेंगी आपण पेटेंट नबा दरकार. सॉरी
मेन रोड है क्या संबलपुर रोड ना कौन ए लेफ्ट आउट जो से मेन रोड तो लेफ्ट आउट जो
okay, kindly please mute yourself, then you will make a chat. Mute yourself please. So, meaning of branding. Branding is a process of creating a unique name and image for the product in the mind of the customers. mainly through advertising campaigns. A brand is a name, term, symbol, design, or a combination of all these elements used to identify a product or a family of product or all products of a particular organization. So that was called meaning of branding. Okay. Here we will close. Tomorrow we will go to the next segment of what is the elements of branding, labeling, packaging, and your pricing. Okay. Let me discuss something. Actually, किसी discuss करियो चाहूँगी. That's why. Just a minute. Okay. Who is Om Prakash Pilamani? Om Prakash is here in today's class.
No, ma'am, I will call.
Okay. Kali actually Vishwa Saranga class type re. Someone was using that, sir tetale tangara lekhutile. Someone is using his own pen and all.
Yes, ma'am. He
So
was
I,
using
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
sir actually become very angry. I was there in the class. Sir was very angry with that because when teacher is teaches you, he was completely in the mood of what to at least at what to deliver, what should not be deliver and all. We're very conscious about that because ଆମ ପାଖରେ ବହୁତ କମ ସମୟ ମିଳୁଛି 10 classes and however we have to
Ma'am,
complete the
financial
syllabus and all.
accounting period रे भी होଥିଲା.
ସେଥିପାଇଁ କି and the person who is doing in the financial management ରେ ତ ଓମ ପ୍ରକାଶ ମୁଁ ଦେଖିଛି. financial accounting ରେ କିଏ କରୁଥିଲେ ମୁଁ ଦେଖୁନି. simple ଯଦି ଭୁଲରେ ହେଇଯାଉଛି ଆପଣ ମାନେ ଜାଣିବା ଦରକାର ତଳେ ଯୋଉ ଅପସନ୍ସ ଗୁଡାକ ଅଛି ଆମେ ଯଦି ସବୁ ଯାକ ଡିସେବଲ କରିଦବୁ ଯେମିତି କି ସେଦିନ ଚାଟ୍ ସବୁ ଯାକ ଡିସେବଲ କରିବାକୁ ବାଧ୍ୟ ହେଲୁ ତାଥିରେ ଚାଟ୍ ବି ଡିସେବଲ ହେଇଗଲା. ତ ଚାଟ୍ ଡିସେବଲ ହେଇଗଲା so that ଆପଣ ମାନଙ୍କୁ FM ସାର୍ ପଚାରୁଛନ୍ତି but you are not able to chat it. ତ ଆମକୁ ଯଦି ଡିସେବଲ କରିବାକୁ ପଡିବ ତାହେଲେ ସବୁ ଯାକ ଅପସନ ଆମେ ଡିସେବଲ କରିବାକୁ ବାଧ୍ୟ ହେଇଯିବୁ. ବଟ୍ ମାଷ୍ଟର ଡିଗ୍ରୀ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଏତେ ରେଷ୍ଟ୍ରିକ୍ସନ ପକେଇବାର ଆବଶ୍ୟକତା ନାହିଁ ବିକଜ ୟୁ ଅଲ୍ ଆର୍ ଭେରି ଗ୍ରୋନ୍ ଅପ୍ ପିପଲ.
This is
ବିଲକୁଲ ବି
third time, ma'am. ବିଶ୍ୱ ସାରଙ୍କ ସହିତ second time. This is the third time.
ମାନେ ସେ ସେମ୍ ପର୍ସନ ଇଜ ଡୁଇଂ ଓମ ପ୍ରକାଶ ନା ଆଉ କିଏ ବି କରୁଛନ୍ତି? କାଲି ତ ଓମ ପ୍ରକାଶ କରୁଥିଲି ମୁଁ ଆଜି ଅଫିସ ଗଲେ ତାଙ୍କ ନମ୍ବର ବାହାର କରିବି and I will
ଆଉ
talk
ଗୋଟେ
to the
ଶାଶ୍ୱତୀ ଏମିତି କିଛି ଥିଲା ନା?
ଶାଶ୍ୱତୀ. ହଁ ମୁଁ actually କାଲି ସବୁ
ma'am,
କ୍ଲାସ ପ୍ରିୟାଂଶୀ.
But very sorry, we are the mature students and we are doing MBA. We are not the like a fresher students. And we all are the working professional. So empty type of behavior is not really acceptable. जोटा कि देखो simple होचे, yes, simple होचे हमें केमिति निजुकु कि जत्ते हमें cover up करे परिबा. So that it will be easier to for everyone. So हमें तो एमिति ना कि छोटे पिला अछंती हमें सब matured हो गेलनी. It might be maximum people are become parents also. So
that is absolutely correct. ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ହେଇଥାଏ ମତେ ଲାଗୁଛି କି ଯଦି ଭୁଲରେ କାହାର ହାତ ବାଜି ଯାଉଛି
yes, ma'am. ଏଇଟା ଭୁଲ ହେଇଥିବ.
ଭୁଲରେ ହେଇଯାଇପାରେ କିନ୍ତୁ ସେଇ ଟାଇମରେ ମୋର ଗୋଟେ ରିକ୍ୱେଷ୍ଟ ହେଲା ସେ ଟାଇମରେ ନିଜେ ମାଇକ୍ ଅନ୍ କରି କହିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ ଯେ ସାର୍ ସରି ମୁଁ ଭୁଲରେ ଏପଟ କିଛି ଅଲଗା ବଟନରେ ୟୁଜ କରୁଥିଲି ମୋର ଭୁଲରେ ସେଇଟା ବାଜିଗଲା. So teacher will not feel angriness ଟା ଆସିବନି when someone will take the responsibility of whatever is doing.
Correct, madam. Correct.
କାଲି ବିଶ୍ୱ ସାର୍ ବହୁତ ରାଗି ଗଲେ. ମୁଁ ତାଙ୍କର ଫେସିଆଲ ଏକ୍ସପ୍ରେସନ ରୁ ହିଁ ଦେଖି ପାରୁଥିଲି ବହୁତ ରାଗି ହେଇଥିଲେ. କାରଣ ଏଇଟା ଗୋଟେ ପର୍ଟିକୁଲାରଲି ଇରିଟେସନ ଆସିବ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଜଣେ ଫାଇନାନ୍ସ ବି ପଢଉଛି ନିହାତି ଅଙ୍କଟା ଦେଖେଇବ ଅଙ୍କଟା କଷିବ ଲୋକଟାକୁ ଇରିଟେସନ ଆସିବ. ତ ମୋର ଗୋଟେ ଛୋଟ ରିକ୍ୱେଷ୍ଟ ହେଲା ଯଦି ଶୁଣନ୍ତୁ ଆମେ we are all human being ଆମଠୁ ଭୁଲ ହବନି ଆଉ କାହାଠୁ ଭୁଲ ହବ ବୁଝୁଛନ୍ତି. ତ ଯଦି ଆପଣଙ୍କ ହାତ କେମିତି ବି ଗୋଟେ ଭୁଲରେ ସେ ହ୍ୱାଇଟ ବୋର୍ଡରେ କି ଗୋଟେ ସ୍କ୍ରିନ୍ ସେୟାରରେ ବାଜି ବି ଯାଉଛି you accept it immediately. କାଲି ମୁଁ ବାରମ୍ବାର ଏଥିରେ ଲେଖୁଛି କି ଓମ ପ୍ରକାଶ ପ୍ଲିଜ ଷ୍ଟପ୍ ଇଟ୍ ଆଣ୍ଡ ଅଲ୍. ଯଦି ଓମ ପ୍ରକାଶ ନିଜେ ନିଜର ଚାଟ୍ ବକ୍ସରେ ଲେଖିଥାନ୍ତି
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ କ୍ଲାସ୍ ଏଣ୍ଡ ପରେ ସେ କଲ୍ କରିଥିଲେ ମତେ କହିଲେ ଗୋଟେ ଛୋଟ ପିଲାଟା କରିଦେଇଛି ସରି ମୁଁ କହିଲି କହିଲନି ସେଇ ଟାଇମରେ ନା
ହଁ
କ୍ଲାସ୍ ଏଣ୍ଡ ହେଇଗଲା ତ ମୁଁ ଆଉ କହିପାରିଲିନି ସେ ମତେ କଲ୍ କରିଥିଲା।
ହୁଁ ସେ ଶୁଣନ୍ତୁ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କର ସେମିତି ଛୋଟ ଛୁଆ ଥିବ କିଏ ଯାଇକିନା ଲାପଟପ ରେ ହାତ ମାରି ଦେଇଥିବ ଜଣା ପଡିବନି ବଟ୍ ସେଇ ଟାଇମରେ ନିଜେ ଟିକେ ଯଦି ଆଡମିଟ କରିଯିବେ କି ସାର୍ ମୋର ଭୁଲରେ ବାଜି ଯାଇଛି ହାତଟା ଏଥିରେ
ନିଜେ କହିଦେଲେ
ଇଟ୍
ଟିକେ
ୱିଲ୍ ବି ଭେରି
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ହଁ
ଠିକ କଥା।
ସେ ଯିଏ ଟିଚର ଥିବେ ସିଏ ଆକ୍ସେପ୍ଟ କରିଯିବେ କାରଣ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ ଏଇଟା ୟୁଜୁଆଲ ଇସ୍ୟୁ ଏଇଟା ଗୋଟେ ବଡ ଇସ୍ୟୁ ନୁହେଁ ଓକେ ସେଇଟା ମୁଁ ରିକ୍ୱେଷ୍ଟ କରିବି ଯଦି କାହାର କାହାର ବି କୋଉଠି ହାତ ଟିକେ ବାଜି ଯାଉଛି ତାହେଲେ ଆପଣ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ଆଡମିଟ କରିଯାଆନ୍ତୁ ସେଇ ଟାଇମରେ ଯେ ସାର୍ ଭୁଲରେ ବାଜିଗଲା ଆଣ୍ଡ ସେ ସେଇଠି ଜିନିଷଟା ସର୍ଟ ଆଉଟ୍ ହେଇଯିବ
Right.
ଓକେ ହଁ ଓକେ ଲେଟ୍ ମି ଚେକ୍ ଯଦି ନେକ୍ସଟ ଟିଚର ଆସି ଯାଇଥିବେ ସାର୍ ଇଜ ଦେୟାର ମୁଁ ସାର୍ଙ୍କୁ ହୋଷ୍ଟ ବନଉଛି and I will left. Thank you to all of you, and we will meet in the
Okay.
next.
Thank you,
Thank you.
ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Have a good day,
Sir,
ma'am.
thank you so much.
Okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
sir, please start କରନ୍ତୁ ମୁଁ out ହଉଛି.
Madam.
Thank you.
Mute कर दे तुम mute कर.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Very good morning. Okay. So today actually we have two classes. Uh, uh, that is why today we'll start a new act, that is a Sales of Goods Act. Sales of Goods Act. This law came into force from July 1st, 1930. Do you know why it is important for us to understand the Sales of Goods Act? Because what presently many cases are pending in the courts, particularly on the Sales of Goods Act. Many cases are pending. Why?
Sir, this is chapter number.
This is this is actually in the Unit 2. Okay.
Unit 2, sir.
This is in the Unit 2. That is Sales of Goods Act. Okay. So what are the things we'll discuss in this, particularly in this chapter? First, we'll understand what is the contract of sales. Then we'll discuss regarding the conditions and warranties. Then transfer of ownership, performance of the contract, and on pet seller and his rights. So these are the few things today we'll discuss. Let us discuss first what is the contract of sale. Most of the time what we are confusing ourselves, that is a sell and agreement to sell. Actually most of the times we are confusing. If somebody is telling what I have made a contract for sale, somebody is telling I have done a contract or I have done an agreement to sell. So agreement to sell and sell, these two terms are completely different, that we need to understand. Okay, so let us understand first what is a contract of a sale. A contract of a sale of goods, basically it is a contract where the